Hello, Internet, and welcome to the DAGA download. I'm Allison Freed. Sorry, I know this is kind of weird for all of us, but the CDC is now recommending that we all wear face masks to prevent the spread of corona. Oh, I'm just putting together that these are not the kind of face masks they meant. Smooth like a baby's bottom. Anywho, several AGs took to Twitter this week to advocate for vote by mail so we can protect people's health and democracy at the same time. Meanwhile, in Texas, Republican AG and notorious pen stealer, go Google it, you'll thank me later, Ken Paxton is trying to do everything he can to prevent vote by mail. The law established by our legislature must be followed consistently. Doesn't seem to apply to writing instrument thievery or securities fraud. Huh, Ken?
The Attorney General smiled as he took his booking photo at the Collin County Jail.
And speaking of GOP bullshit, this week in ways Republicans try to discriminate against women, Trump wants to allow employers the option to deny 62 million women access to cost-free birth control that's provided for us under the ACA. But have no fear, the Dem AGs are here. AG Josh Shapiro, with the support of 21 Dem AGs, headed to the virtual Supreme Court to defend your and my access. To get everyone hyped up for the big day, AG Shapiro joined a virtual rally and had this to say.
Look, I think we all noticed that we aren't having this fight about some prescription that's used by men, right? It's only the prescription that are used by millions of women across this country. And women represent 50% of our workforce. Having to pay out of pocket money for contraception actually increases our gender wage gap. This becomes an economic issue.
Dun, 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 dun. I asked if I could come along, but they said I had to stay at home. Always the web show hosting sidekick, never the superhero. In Massachusetts this week, A.G. Healy had a serendipitous run-in with a friend, a nurse about to start her shift, who had an important message to share.
Kelly will tell you the hospital is a really safe place to be right now. So if you're feeling like you're sick, you're injured, signs of a heart attack, complications from diabetes, do not stay away from the hospital, right?
Yes, no, yeah, we're here for you. Come see if you have any of those symptoms.
You're not going to catch corona, right?
No, we're
safe.
Very safe. We're very safe, and come here to see us if you need us. We're here for you.
All right.
Please, if you need treatment, go seek it. I nearly needed medical help after the new Parks and Rec special shattered my soul. Bye, bye, little special. But a nice Leslie Knope approved antidote of waffles and more waffles seemed to do the trick. Finally this week, it was Teacher Appreciation Week and National Nurses Day. Teachers and nurses all across the country are working twice as hard as they usually are, which, by the way, is about 1,000,000 times harder than the rest of us.
I want to also mention a teacher I had in 4th grade, Mrs. Green. Mrs. Green taught me that the best place for me to laugh out loud and horse around was not in her 4th grade class, but instead on the playground at recess.
Due to social distancing, we can't celebrate the way we usually would, but didn't stop me from celebrating with one of my favorite teachers.
Let's go back.
That does it for this week. Check back next week for even more. In the meantime, I'll be practicing my baking. I think it could use some work. I'd love to be on the Great British Baking Show one day, but I have a feeling I belong on Nailed It instead. See you next week.